On February 1st, 2026, 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie vanished from her home in the Catalina foothills outside Tucson, Arizona. An avid churchgoer and the mother of NBC Today show co-host Savannah Guthrie, Nancy had spent the evening before at her daughter Annie's house for dinner. CCTV logs show she was dropped off at home around 9:48 p.m. on January 31st. Moments later, her garage door closed, signaling she was inside. By all accounts, the night started ordinarily. But just hours later, something unimaginable happened. At 1:47 a.m. on February 1st, Nancy's doorbell camera abruptly went dark. About 25 minutes later, the Ring camera software detected a figure at the front door, though investigators initially couldn't retrieve the footage. Then, at 2:28 a.m., Nancy's pacemaker app disconnected from her phone, a chilling sign that something was wrong. By midday, when Nancy's friends realized she hadn't logged into a virtual church service as planned, her family grew alarmed. They raced to her home and found it empty. At 12:03 p.m., they called 911 to report Nancy missing. Outside her front door, detectives discovered drops of blood matching Nancy's DNA. In that split second, the case turned from a missing persons report to a suspected abduction. Timeline of the abduction, February 1st, 2026. 1:47 a.m., Nancy Guthrie's Ring doorbell camera disconnects in the early morning, indicating possible tampering. 2:12 a.m., movement is detected on the camera at her front door. Authorities later recovered this footage from Google's backend, even though Nancy had no video subscription. 2:28 a.m., Nancy's pacemaker device goes offline from the monitoring app. Investigators consider this a key clue about when she was likely abducted. 11:56 a.m., family members arrive at Nancy's home and discover she's not there. She had missed a community church live stream she regularly attended. 12:03 p.m., Nancy's family calls 911. The sheriff's deputies arrive at 12:15 p.m. They find the doorbell camera removed and blood on the porch. Sheriff Chris Nanos has recounted these times in press briefings, piece by piece. It was like a puzzle, Sheriff Nanos would later say, noting that Nancy's garage door had opened at 9:48 p.m. and closed at 9:50 p.m. when her daughter dropped her off. At that time we assume Nancy's home and probably going to bed, he added. But what happened next was terrifyingly unclear until investigators started piecing together the night's clues. Initially, investigators had no video of the intruder. Nancy's Nest Google doorbell hadn't been recording to the cloud. She lacked a subscription. But a breakthrough came 10 days later. FBI Director Kash Patel announced that with the help of private sector partners, agents had recovered previously inaccessible footage from the doorbell camera's back-end servers. The result, harrowing images of the man who appeared to take Nancy. On February 10th, the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department released the newly obtained doorbell video frames. They showed a fully masked man at Nancy's front porch the night she vanished. Dressed from head to toe, he was armed and wearing thick gloves. His mouth held a flashlight as he tried to shroud the camera's view, first with a gloved hand and then by placing a potted plant in front of the lens. One FBI spokesperson called the footage chilling. In another clip, the same man is seen walking across the home's archway, head bowed. These images show an armed individual appearing to tamper with the camera, Director Patel posted on X, formerly Twitter. Local law enforcement confirms the person blocked the doorbell lens from behind a plant, as if trying to hide what he was doing. The recovered video does not include a timestamp, and officials caution that the exact time of these clips is still undetermined. Some social media speculation suggested the man had visited Nancy's porch on a prior day, but Pima County's statement urged the public to wait for facts over rumor. Investigators have described the suspect as a male of average build, about 5 feet 9 to 10 inches tall. Notably, he wears a distinct black Ozark Trail hiker pack, a 25-liter backpack sold exclusively at Walmart. Sheriff Nanos told reporters that backpack, as well as the clothing and face mask, likely came from a Walmart, calling it one of the most promising leads. The FBI even tweeted a photo of the exact model backpack found in the video. Each detail in the footage was scrutinized. A black glove found discarded near Nancy's house underwent DNA analysis. Preliminary results were put into the FBI database. Investigators searched neighborhood canvassed for similar backpacks and shoes. Every pair of eyes was on that backpack and those gloves. He appears to be purposely blocking the camera, one expert noted, underlining the suspect's intent to remain unseen. 3 days after the disappearance, unsettling ransom letters began surfacing in the media. Local news outlets reported receiving anonymous notes demanding millions of dollars in Bitcoin for Nancy's safe return. One letter, shown to reporters at an FBI press conference, threatened violence if payments were not made by specific deadlines. The notes included 2 looming deadlines, according to FBI special agent in charge Heath Yankee. Investigators stressed they were treating the messages seriously but had not confirmed their authenticity. A later arrest of a California man showed at least one earlier ransom note was a hoax. That man was charged for sending a fake demand. In the days that followed, Nancy's children, Savannah, Annie, and Cameron, appeared on camera with raw emotion. On February 4th, Savannah Guthrie posted a video plea on Instagram. "We too have heard about the ransom letter in the media," Savannah said, speaking from an undisclosed location. "We live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive. Please reach out to us." Her words cut through the internet. "Everyone is looking for you, Mommy. We will not rest." The family's desperation only grew. 2 days later, Savannah and her siblings posted another video acknowledging they had received a message from someone claiming to hold their mother. The children looked weary but resolute. "We received your message and we understand," Savannah read aloud. "We beg you now to return our mother to us. This is very valuable to us and we will pay." Each word underscored a daughter's anguish. By February 9th, Savannah appeared again on camera. "We are at an hour of desperation and we need your help," she pleaded tearfully. "We believe our mom is still out there. She was taken and we don't know where." These public appeals brought Nancy's face and story into homes around the country, and each time, the nation shared the family's pain. Now, suspect or not, these letters can't distract from the truth. Law enforcement has urged patience, emphasizing that none of the ransom letters have been proven genuine. As Savannah herself noted, "Please be the one that brings her home." The family's $1 million reward, later increased, remains on the table. Subscribe for updates. If you're compelled by Nancy Guthrie's story and want to follow every new development in her case, please subscribe to our channel. Your support helps share her story and bring attention to leads. As the 10th day passed, images of the doorbell suspect roiled the internet. Who is this man? On camera, he offers no clues. Mouth concealed behind a flashlight beam, face hidden, head bowed. Investigators have only a physical profile and a list of clues. The backpack, the glove DNA, that heartbeat of silence from the camera. We do know some things. The FBI described him as 5'9" 5'10" tall, average build. He wore multiple layers of dark clothing and a black face mask, not uncommon attire in Tucson winter, but the details still stand out. The lone, distinctive item is that Walmart brand hiking backpack. Beyond that, the footprints in the dust, the strands of hair or fibers, not yet publicly disclosed, any car he arrived in, all remain a mystery. Rumors swirled online. Some outlets claimed a doorbell image without the pack was from an earlier date, implying the suspect had been casing the house previously. But the Pima County Sheriff's Office cautioned, there is no date or time stamp associated with these images. Therefore, any suggestion that the photographs were taken on different days is purely speculative. The department's spokeswoman reminded everyone, speculation, without factual support, does not advance the investigative process. Neighbors have scoured footage from every camera. One new lead came from a house 2.5 miles away. On the night of the abduction, a Ring doorbell camera captured a car speeding by at 2:36 a.m., just 8 minutes after Nancy's pacemaker cut out. The couple who found that video told Fox News they hadn't been canvassed by police, yet their footage is now part of the case. The Pima County Sheriff's Office says it is reviewing surveillance video of vehicles in a wide area, encouraging all residents with any relevant footage to come forward. Over the weeks, thousands of tips poured in. By February 26, law enforcement sources said the FBI had received over 23,600 tips. More than 1,500 tips arrived after Savannah announced a $1 million family reward on February 24th. Every morning, agents trawled through new leads, a sighting of a suspicious car, a person driving erratically, even a yard with a strange shoe print. One sensational moment. On February 26th, local media caught wind that a man had been arrested outside the Guthrie home. Videos showed a blue SUV circling Nancy's house dozens of times that evening. The driver, 34-year-old Antonio Penacampos, pulled over when deputies stopped him at 8 p.m., just as night fell. Reports said he had been driving by 50 to 100 times, looking at Nancy's photo on his phone. That sounded ominous, but police quickly clarified the facts. Penacampos failed a field sobriety test and was booked for DUI, but had no connection to the kidnapping. In a public statement, Pima County officials stressed the arrest was unrelated to the Guthrie case. Other searches turned cold. Last week, deputies briefly detained a person of interest during a traffic stop in Rio Rico, about 60 miles south of Tucson. That man, later identified as Carlos Palazuelos, said he was a delivery driver with no knowledge of the case. After questioning and searching his vehicle and home, authorities released him without charges. The FBI maintains that no suspect or person of interest has been publicly identified in Nancy's disappearance. Meanwhile, investigators combed the crime scene and its surroundings. One striking find, a glove matching the suspect's style, was discovered in the brush about 2 miles from Nancy's home. It's another lead. DNA from that glove is being tested, with results entering CODIS, the FBI's database. Sheriff sources say this glove appears to generically match the one seen in the video. Lab analysis is ongoing, and as of February 23rd, no match has been found. Detectives have collected 16 gloves in the area while searching, discarding most, but holding any with potential trace DNA. Throughout, the Guthrie family has cooperated fully. On February 16th, Sheriff Nanos made a point to publicly clear the family of suspicion. The Guthrie family, all siblings and spouses, has been cleared as possible suspects. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious and are victims in this case. Savannah, Annie, and Cameron are not under suspicion. They're pleading for their mother's safe return. Investigation status. As February nears its end, authorities say the case is still very active. The FBI's command post, a mobile headquarters, has been relocated to Phoenix as most agents are based there. Crime scene investigators have largely completed processing Nancy's home, which will soon be released back to the family. The sheriff's office reports it is refocusing resources, allocating detectives specifically to this case, and maintaining neighborhood patrols. At any moment, a break could come. Until then, drones, helicopters, and the latest tech keep searching the desert. One cutting-edge tool in use is a pacemaker tracker helicopter. Law enforcement sources told CBS News they deployed a signal sniffer device on a helicopter to detect any signals from Nancy's implanted pacemaker. The hope? Maybe her device is still active and can be located. Such devices are used in other missing person cases. Each night, the helicopter sweeps slowly over the foothills, listening for that faint heartbeat signal. It's a desperate bid, reflecting how dire Nancy's situation could be. NBC's Savannah emphasized that her mother's health is fragile, living in constant pain and needing medication daily. Through this ordeal, America's collective heart has been with Nancy Guthrie's family. News outlets and social media amplify Savannah's pleas. Please, be the one that brings her home. Savannah even shared a Today Show tip segment reminding people that anonymous tips with cash rewards are safe and encouraged. Strangers have left rocks and notes by the Guthrie house. One read, "Please pray, bring her home." Each new update, a video release, a failed suspect, another unanswered day, brings a fresh wave of emotion. Savannah has spoken of believing in a miracle while preparing for any outcome. In her February 24th Instagram video, she and her husband announced a $1 million family reward for information leading to Nancy's recovery. Their home donation of $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children also highlights how much this family is doing for others, even as they suffer. Yet facts remain sparse. No confirmed contact from a kidnapper. No sighting of Nancy herself. The FBI has publicly said it has not identified a suspect or person of interest. They have 2 emails they're taking seriously, one appearing to be a ransom note demanding Bitcoin, the other an apparently credible tip. But even those have yet to lead to Nancy or her captor. Law enforcement appeals, calmly and repeatedly, for any information. 1-800-CALL, FBI or Pima County Sheriff's tip line. The combined reward is now up to $1.2 million, including the family's $1 million offer. As of this report, Nancy Guthrie remains missing and presumed kidnapped. The Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI continue to chase every lead, analyze every piece of evidence, and search tirelessly day and night. There are more questions than answers. Who is that man at her door? Why would anyone target a beloved grandmother? Was Nancy taken to a car waiting nearby? We simply do not know. One thing is certain. Public pressure and awareness can make a difference. Savannah and her siblings have publicly pleaded for anyone with information to step forward. Perhaps you have seen something, a car on that lonely road, a person fitting that description, or heard something you dismissed as odd. Now is the time to tell investigators. Whoever you are, you might have the clue that cracks this case wide open. If Nancy's story has moved you, please subscribe to this channel for updates. Stay informed, because as Savannah says, this is the only way we will have peace. Like and subscribe to help keep Nancy's case in the spotlight.